Everyone knows that the first cosmonaut in the world was the Soviet Yuri Gagarin, who in 1961 made a 108-minute cosmic journey around the Earth. However, in a book by author Bruce Corey, entitled Victory Was Almost Here and published in New York, the author believes that the first cosmonaut was a German. How so? In 1943, atomic scientist Wernher von Braun held the position of observer and supervisor of experimental flights in Germany. After the defeat of Germany, von Braun, together with other specialists, was called to the USA, where, together with a number of American researchers, he created and supervised the implementation of the NASA space program. From Quarry's book, it follows that in 1943, Hitler ordered that a test pilot be launched into space aboard a capsule using a special rocket. The mission was initially assigned to a German ace, Henri Dittmar, but could not be completed because, in the meantime, the pilot suffered a plane crash as a result of a forced landing, seriously injuring his spine. In this situation, the authorities entrusted the mission to a woman, experimental flight pilot, Hannah Reich. On April 12, 1943, the aviator installed herself in the cone of a V-2 rocket. This had been modified to accommodate a man on board. The cone formed the second stage of the V-10 rocket, at that time the most powerful in the world. After launch, when the speed of 6,000 kilometers per hour was reached and the entire assembly reached an altitude of 80 kilometers, the capsule broke off and the rocket crashed into the waters of the Baltic Sea. For descent and landing, the experienced aviator used the onboard equipment, with its help putting into operation the engines of the cone and a compressed air system used for braking. After a 20-minute flight, the capsule landed near a farm in northern Denmark. Later, the brave aviator told about the panorama that appeared before her eyes from a height of 80 kilometers. After landing, the pilot of the space flight was met by German aviation vehicles and transported to Berlin. The experiment was carried out in great secrecy. For her extraordinary feat, Hannah Reich was congratulated and decorated by Hitler.